So in the next 30, 45 days, these altcoins are going to pump super hard. You can make a lot of money here. This is what all the people in the big brand groups are looking at. And not to be hypey, not to be gimmicky, but I'm going to be hypey and gimmicky and being like, these are the things you got to watch. If the Bitcoin ETF is approved. That is the giant 400-pound elephant, which is actually quite light for an elephant. If you're not an elephant expert like me, I wouldn't have caught that. Just letting you know. But that is the big giant elephant in the corner of the room wafting farts on us. If the ETF is not approved, all this goes off the table. Run for the hills. Tell your family and kids they're not going to college anymore. And tell them because it's because of that guy that screams profanity and that he's super welcoming it. Tell him it's all his fault. Then you don't have to take the blame and your wife will still look you in the eye. But we're not here to think about consequences. This is crypto, where responsibility and thoughtful thinking about the future, that is not important right now. What is important is the fat gains, and that's what I want to talk about in this video today, guys. Because as you know, I am the most woke, empty house, business crypto fat advice guy with a great body who is also family friendly and PG, so your kids can watch this, get them all in the room right now, and good at everything I do. That's why I am the Florida tri-state area fastest orange eating champion. Now, also, as you guys know, I am a degenerate and I love to trade altcoins. And if you pay attention to these altcoins in the next 45 days, you're probably going to see some pretty cool things. And the only thing I have to add is I'm not going to talk about super low microcaps in this video because it will cause artificial pumps. That's not good for anybody. If you want to see those ones, you want to see those calls, you're going to have to follow me on Twitter at ZSSBecker because that's the only place I'll hint at the really low ones that I'm getting into. I'll never do it in these videos. What I'm going to cover in this video is the layers of altcoins. I'm going to get into the more lower risk ones, the ones you can get on Coinbase, and work our way down to the really degenerate ones where you can see the 1530x's but lose all your money. And then I'm going to be talking about some coins that are coming up that you can't buy yet, that if you keep your eye on, you could probably do some cool things with. So let's just get into it. So first off, let's look at the market right here. So Bitcoin is looking really good from a certain perspective. Look, as you guys know, I am the best Bitcoin caller of all time. If you remove every time I've been wrong about Bitcoin, I shoot 100%. So you should take what I'm about to say here with absolute gravity and possibly plan your family's finances and your future generation of children's finances around this one statement. I'm really nervous about Bitcoin right now because all this is really based around the ETF. If we don't see the ETF approved here in a little bit, or even if we do, we could see another top right here from this very easily, in my opinion. However, if Bitcoin keeps going right here, if it keeps nuking up, if we go up to 100K like everybody thinks we're going to do, we're going to see just the biggest altcoin rally of all time. It's going to be stupid. We're going to be seeing nutty numbers all over the place. So, in my opinion, the risk to reward to stay in our alt positions right now is in our favor. So look, I know you guys love when I'm just like, hey guys, ignore the negative consequences. Let's not think about the future. Let's just act like everything is always going to be amazing ever. So take your wife's bank account, take your children's bank account, sell your car, put it on crypto. Great, you have my approval to do that. You guys don't have to leave any negative comments on this video. But where are these pumps going to be at? Okay, so if I'm looking at the market right now, one, Cardano is just the biggest Jerry coin. If you've never seen Rick and Morty, just go Google Rick and Morty Jerry. It's that type of coin, and it's looking really, really weak right now. And in my opinion, I think a lot of money is not going to be entering Cardano. It's going to be entering these other smart contract systems. And I think Ethereum is about to go on a run right now as well. Now, that being said, the two biggest things coming up in crypto are going to be NFTs and crypto gaming. And so I'm looking at Ethereum about to run. Cardano's looking really weak. What smart contract systems haven't run in a while and are going to be very tied to NFTs and games? The obvious choice right here, and this is where I'm going to first start getting into the picks, the base layer of things I would be investing in, which I personally am not too heavy in because I like degenerate gains. I like good 5, 10, 15x's. I don't get off on these 2 to 3x baby shit coins. But if that's you and you have a Coinbase account only and you don't know how to work MetaMask because you're a person who doesn't want to learn about crypto but wants to make tons of money in crypto, these picks are for you, my man. So look, Polygon right here is super intensely wrapped up in crypto gaming. Most crypto games are either built on Polygon or Solana. So I think with NFTs coming up, Solana is also home to possibly the second biggest base of NFTs. So I think if we see Bitcoin pump right here and then we see a big old NFT rally, I'm really confident DALT and its ecosystems are going to do big things, but I'm paying attention to what I know, and I know games and NFTs really well. So Polygon is way down here. It's been in the dumpster for a while, and it actually just started its pump today, but I think we're going to see how it pumped before. If you go and look at Polygon's history right here, you can see when it pumped, it just doesn't stop pumping when it gets going. And it's been down here, and so we're kind of at like we're not at an all-time high price right now, which is kind of cool to me. That being said, I know the crypto gaming wave is right around the corner, and so much of it is built on Polygon that if we see Cardano getting weak right here, we see Solana maybe getting weak. Polygon is just in a position to do a massive run. Okay, I could see it going to like $4, $5, no problem. Or at least maybe even 4xing its market cap if we see a really, really good Bitcoin pump. We could even see a 10x by the end of this. Again, all dependent on Bitcoin and whether it wants to not eat Taco Bell and put massive diarrhea all over the walls of our house. The other coin I'd be looking at too, if I'm looking at the top 10 and I'm a super safe conservative investor, I'd be looking at Solana. Okay, most games are built on Solana. The best NFT ecosystem is on Solana outside of Ethereum. And the one final thing I want to add is Immutable X is also gaining a lot of strength right now. And that's also going to be on Ethereum as well. And the reason why I think Ethereum is going to do a massive run is because Polygon fixes a lot of issues with Ethereum, and so does Immutable X. You combine these things together, Ethereum can cleanly, efficiently hold the gaming and NFT market, which in my opinion are the most important markets right now in crypto for actual adoption. So that's what I'm looking at right now. I wouldn't be too scared of holding Ethereum. I wouldn't be too scared of holding Polygon or Solana right now because of those circumstances. That being said, we see the Bitcoin ETF not get approved. All this goes out the window, okay? Ethereum's going to dip super duper hard, and it's all just going to go to hell. And I actually really don't like these coins because they're the ones that are linked to Bitcoin the hardest. What I like to get deep into is, as you guys know, I'm a crypto gaming degenerate. That's what I invest 95% in. Now, I do invest in a few other things that have done really well lately. Like if you caught my blank call on Twitter, you've made a significant amount of X's right there. But in my opinion, we're going to see these top 25 coins pumping first. And then we really want to start to look at crypto gaming coins, in my opinion, because my thesis is in the next 10 years, we're going to see a multi-trillion-dollar market cap for all of gaming crypto coins. Over the next 10 years, 15 years, much higher than that. We barely are over 10 to 15 billion. We're somewhere in that range right now. I'm not going to do math in this channel because you might figure out I'm an idiot. That said, if we go look at these games right here, the reason why this sticks out to me like a sore thumb is Axie Infinity. I'm not going to poop on it. I'm not going to say it's bad. It is a very simple game. Okay, this has a $7 billion market cap right here. This is like the Snake of mobile phones. This is like the first big game, and it isn't even like a big game. It's a very small project in scope compared to where gaming is going to be. And so if this is a leader of the pack right now, and then we look at like the next big one down, like Engine Coin right here, which is only at $1 billion, there is so much room for insane growth right here. So if we want these 10, 15, 20x gains, this is where it's going to easily be at, in my opinion. We are tied into so many huge parts of the future of the world and the future of crypto and its first major point of adoption that it's just, I really don't see any point to looking anywhere else. So where are we going to see these gains at? If we want to just be nice and simple and we believe in crypto gaming, I just put money in the Engine Coin. You might be asking, well, Alex, what about Axie Infinity? You know, one of the last videos I made, I said, look, it's probably going to do another run. I would get it if it goes down. This was definitely the point to get it at, okay? At this point in time, Axie Infinity is just, its market cap is, it's too big in my opinion. So I'm not going to be really looking at Axie Infinity. I think Axie Infinity is going to continue to go up, but I don't think we're going to see a $15 billion market cap anytime soon on an Axie Infinity. I just simply don't. I think it's a great time to sell Axie Infinity and go down into these other games. Some people might freak out on me on that, but this isn't Bitcoin. We're not looking at a Solana right here. We're looking at a single game that people are playing on their mobile phones and their computers. Okay, it's going to be replaced by other games. There's going to be bigger games. Bar none, this is a very safe statement to make. There's going to be bigger games in Axie Infinity. Infinitely bigger games in Axie Infinity. So this is a great indicator of where we're going, but it's not the destination. So I'm going to look at a few games on here. The first one I'm going to be looking at is going to be Sandbox. If I'm a safer altcoin investor. Why Sandbox? Sandbox has more potential than Axie Infinity if it pulls it off. It could pull off a very functional metaverse where celebrities and everybody can build their homes in the future city and own property. It just has infinitely bigger scope. It's like comparing Grand Theft Auto's potential, or imagine Grand Theft Auto being the potential realized, to, let's say, Angry Birds on a mobile phone. This is why Sandbox could easily go to this market cap right here. It could easily go to the same market cap as Axie Infinity, and that's not controversial to say at all. The same is true with Decentraland, though I'm not as big a fan of Decentraland as I am Sandbox. Sandbox's marketing and strategy and the amount of interest in it is just much bigger. Engine Coin is like a good old Ethereum for crypto gaming. It's just a good old tried and true, consistent investment in crypto gaming. If we see crypto gaming get mass adopted, we're going to see this go to a $5 billion market cap. And so if I'm looking for safer investments in this, I'm going to look at Engine Coin, Sandbox, and I would also really look at Veracity because this one kind of has it in the bag. And if we see crypto gaming get adopted, we're going to see crypto gaming streaming really take off, as well as just game streaming in general. Veracity has this nailed. Okay, so if I'm looking for safer altcoins right here, they're going to go booming here in the next 2 months. These are the ones I'm going to be looking at because Sandbox is going to come up here and start chasing Axie Infinity, especially as they go live and people start playing and actively trading the NFTs on it and whatnot. And a close fourth on this is going to be Illuvium. Okay, the only reason I love Illuvium, I'm a day one investor in Illuvium. The only reason I'm a little bit concerned about Illuvium right here is we do have a $7 billion diluted market cap right here. So, look, I'm a massive fan of Illuvium. I'm not selling any Illuvium, but I think we're gonna see a lot of selling pressure come in as this diluted market cap gets released out here. This number right here is extremely relevant. That being said, we can go look at Axie's diluted market cap right here, and this doesn't seem to matter in this situation right here when it comes to just making money. Illuvium, if they know what they're doing, is going to be like 3D Pokemon. And I think it's going to really it really has a chance of dethroning Axie if they nail what they're going to do. Because it's just, again, a project with better scope. Let's get into some more degenerate picks. So the thing you need to understand about crypto gaming overall is the coins do this when they launch. Okay, so if we go look at Illuvium from the get-go, the coins don't do a lot until they do something, and then they do a lot. And so there's a few places you can make some really degenerate gains here, in my opinion. Some really ultra obvious ones to me that are more middle tier at this point in time is I would be looking at just D-Race. It's down right now because frankly they're having a little bit of delay getting their horses out, which in the span of a long time doesn't matter. In the span of right now, it really matters. You know, people want to get their horses out and stuff like that, and a lot of the hype around the horses and everything has died down. That's fine. I mean, we're not looking at the price right now. We're looking at where the price is going to be way off in the distance, okay? And so if you go look at like Zed Run right now, if you were to estimate the market cap of that game, if everything was running on that, I'd honestly say that's a $500 million game, at least market cap-wise, if we were to turn it into coins. D-Race is nowhere near that, okay? So I could easily see a 5x or a $10 D-Race here in the future. And if crypto gaming takes off, it's just going to be one of the first things it's going to target. Their NFTs are already blowing up and booming. Full transparency, I'm an advisor for D-Race for a reason. I think it's going to boom. So, of course, I want to be closer to my investments. But that's one thing I think you should be looking at. Another one I would look at that is down right now is Virtue Poker. Again, it has active players. It has people actively playing it. And it took a little bit of a dump right here after the poker tournament they had with all the celebrities. Hopefully you took profits around up here. We all got in right here on the channel. So we're just doing just fine right here. But hopefully you were selling it in 8x. It's way down right now. It has tons of active players as people are already using it. The market cap is extremely low. Again, let's focus on a diluted market cap, though. But this could easily go to 15, 20 million, no problem, because it already has active players using it. And another one in the poker niche that I'm looking at pretty hard right now is Polker. Same exact situation. It has a lot of NFTs, a lot of cool stuff coming with it. A lot of big investors have just gotten into it. And I don't currently hold any pokers or Polker. So if you think I only talk about games I own, well, I don't. And then for just another middle tier, I would usually really suggest Cetify. But usually my rule of thumb is when I look at launch pads, about 100 to 150 mil market cap is usually where they cap off at. And I'm using PokeStarter, which is basically the biggest one, as my example. So they're about 200 million right here. So look, am I saying that Cetify can't get to 200 million? No, absolutely not. I think games are going to be huge, and I think we could see it go there as well. So I'm not saying it's a bad buy right now, but what I think is going to happen is we're going to see the same trend that we kind of see with it. It's going to bounce between $4, and I think I'd probably be buying a lot of this at about 350 370. I think that's probably where we're going to head right now. So you guys know I'm always about Seedify. I love all the projects and stuff popping up on there. What I want to look at is the pattern of other gaming launch pads. So if I'm going to look at another launch pad on here that has a lot of stuff coming right now, I'm going to look at Chain Guardians, because it's very similar, but it's more, it has its own game, and it has its own stuff coming out. And so I think we could see easily Chain Guardians, as it starts to get a lot more attention right here, go to the same market cap as Seedify. So again, while I'm a massive Seedify fan, I think the gap right here to come meet them is very similar. So I think we could see Chain Guardians go to the same type of market cap as Seedify in the gaming launchpad realm. On top of that, if you just ever see a dip in Engine Starter like we're seeing right now, this could be a really good gobble right here, because I see this going back up to 20 cents. No problem, because this is where all the hot games are going to be launching at on Engine Starter. So those are the 3 launch pads I'd be looking at. And then if we're looking at really degenerate gains, we want to try and find the next alluviums. Okay, and so what do I mean by finding the next alluviums? We want to find games that really no one's going to be focusing on for probably 4 months or so. Okay? So what are these early games? You want to find the games after IDO, after they're really not doing anything right now. So there's a few games right here I think could really go to distance. Again, these are mega high risk. So Definia right here is a game that just has it together. They already have the models, they have animations, they have everything going through it right now. This is one I just invested in right now, and it's at a pretty low market cap as we look at it right now. And the fully diluted market cap is relevant, but that's not diluting for quite some time. Again, I'm still also looking at Snook, because again, it's in the dumpster right now. And this is what basically every game is going to do after IDO, because it takes a while for a game to actually build up. This is a working game right now that they have so much time to improve on over the next year. It has active players, it has an active community building, and so I think Snook, long term, maybe if we're looking at like a 6-month turnaround, could be a really giant gain, especially where it's at right now, and it has a very healthy diluted market cap. Same thing with Tech Token. This game is really in the dumpster right now, but I think it could go... Again, you're just going to see the same exact pattern with games over and over again. And then as far as other games I'm looking at that haven't released yet, I'm looking at Cryowar, Phantom Galaxies, Meta Wars, and Big Time. Also, Wonder Heroes is coming out here on PokeStarter here pretty soon. I'm looking at investing in all these games, and they're coming out here pretty soon. And what I would really suggest you do, if you're looking for the degen gains, is expect what I showed you in those other starts. They're probably going to go up, and they're going to go down and die off a little bit. That's just what happens with games when they get released. So what I would do is I would watch these games, maybe find the ones that you really like, and then watch for those types of slumps after they release, or more importantly, look for the early NFT drops in these games, because all these games are going to have NFT drops, particularly Big Time and Phantom Galaxy, which I think are going to just be absolutely huge. And Cryowar just has the mobile multiplayer just nailed down, which I think is where NFTs are really going to strive, and it has the art, it has everything put together. And so I would be looking at these games right here to invest in super duper early, because again, as the gaming crypto boom comes, you're going to see these things revive out of their slumps that are probably going to happen after IDO, and then absolutely go to the moon like we saw with Illuvium or similar types of games. So guys, those are all the coins I'm looking at right now. That's a synopsis of everything I'm thinking. This has been a really long video, so I don't have too much more to say. If you want to see even smaller coins I'm getting into, a little bit more risky or high reward coins, follow me on Twitter at ZSSBecker, because I'm not going to talk about those coins in these videos, because YouTube, it's too much reach for such wee lads. That's like feeding a little tiny puppy a huge bag of Taco Bell. The outcome's not going to be great, so we're not going to do that on video. I don't have anything else to say, so